Hello everyone, this is BlogBoy, MTG, and I'm here to talk about my Legacy Pox deck that I grind with on Magic Online. Here is the 75 that I currently grind events with. We got the usual 27 lands, full staples. Now, the first Urborg is to keep the mana base consistent with the 4 copies of Smallpox. So we consistently have double black mana on this colorless heavy mana base. 2 sagas, 4 factories that have win conditions within the mana base. 4 wastelands for obvious reasons. Maze of Ith that stop big attackers like Barragoyf. 2 Castle Lock Twains to grind out the opponent with extra draws. Non-basic swaps. I try to slot as many bases as I can so I don't die to the early wastelands against tempo decks. And we got a Nihil Spellbomb for tutorable graveyard hate. And if it blanks, I still get to draw a card off it. Retro Failure Foundry helps develop the board. There is Bloodchief's Thirst and Innocent Blood for early game creature removal. If I'm on the draw, they're really important, so I can cast it on my first turn. 4 Dark Ritual, so I can keep up with the faster decks in the format. 4 Thoughtseize for turn 1 disruption. 3 Orcish Bowmasters. I can see a lot of you disagreeing on this card choice, being only at 3 and not 4. This is because I feel like my 2-drop slot is already full of cards that already impact the board. I wanted more room to do other things, so it's a personal decision of mine just to run 3 Orcish Bowmasters. Most Legacy decks are prepared to play against this card. It's still really good. I think you still need to play at least 3. 3 seems to be the sweet spot for me. Sometimes I'll play 4. 2 Shield Dredge Edict. It's creature removal, token removal, or planeswalker removal in 1. Very flexible. Really like it. It's instant speed. 4 Smallpox, namesake card of the deck. Each player loses 1 life, discards a card, sacrifice a creature, and sacrifice a land. This is a universal disruption card. And the whole deck is built around it, so I always play 4 copies of it. Crucible of Worlds. This is very synergistic with the deck because the deck is constantly sacrificing its own lands due to its own Smallpox and wastelands, and Urza Saga sacrifices itself, and so it's really good to recycle those. And Snare and Bridge to stop attackers when the opponent goes wide or has big creatures. 1 Karn Silex. It's like the modern day Everall's Disc, and it's stops fetch lands and Force Will, so I really like it, and it helps interact with complex tournaments. And then 1 Devouring Triad from the new Final Fantasy set. This is like the new Phyrexian Totem, and it can potentially become a 5/5 flying haste attacker later in the game with flying, which is really good. It helps mill cards, which is great with Barragoyf and Crucible of the Worlds. 3 Barragoyf. I believe this is a necessity to make Pox a little more aggressive. Instead of the more control route full of sinkholes and him to track. Because Pox historically has had trouble closing out actual games. But with 3 copies of Barragoyf, it's more reliable at closing out the game. 1 copy of Shadow Mysterious Assassin. This is currently in a testing phase. I think it's good at sacrificing tokens to generate extra value by drawing cards. You can also throw excess permanents away to deal extra damage to your opponents for a finishing blow. 2 Liliana the Veil. A lot of you 9-to-5ers will likely disagree on this, but there's only 2 copies because I believe in a format full of Orcish Bowmasters and a Johnny, taking up roughly 1/3 of the whole format. Liliana Vale fails to get the job done most of the time because they can sacrifice an irrelevant token over a relevant creature. So I don't think she's that good, but she's synergistic with the deck enough that I believe you should at least run a couple copies. Toonkarn, the Great Creator, is still really good in the format. It hoses artifacts, and the format is still full of them, and the Pox deck has trouble interacting with artifacts, so being able to shut them down completely is still crucial in my opinion. And now, since we're done with the main, I'll talk about the sideboard. Start off with 4 copies of the Line of the Void. It's a pre-game effect that helps against combo decks, helps against blue-black tempo piles, helps against Delver by having a pre-game effect where everything the opponent goes in the grave, it gets exiled instead. And then 2 opposition agents, really good with Dark Ritual. You can turn off your opponent's searching altogether and steal cards from the opponent's deck to use your own advantage. And we got 2 Plague Engineer, which is Kindred Hate within the deck. Does really good against Orcish Bowmasters, which is really good against Pox. So it's a Death Toucher, so it can block Barrel Life and trade with it. So 2 copies of that. Goes to Vacuum as a current target, and also something that you can board in versus do the main board war is a Saga for the graveyard decks. You can grab it with Karn when you need to. Epiphany Needle, shut off activated abilities like Planeswalkers and stuff that are hard to interact with. Liquid Metal Coating goes great with Karn the Great Creator. Basically creates a infinite land destruction as long as Karn is in play and Coating is in play. It can shut off lands. It can shut off Planeswalkers for the turn. Snare and Bridge, just so you can save Karn from not being attacked into, or prevent you from losing the game. Mycosine Vladas, lock the game out if you reach the 6 mana. We'll talk about the Legends cards now. Chains of Mephistopheles is Draw Hate, really good against Brainstorm, really good against Tamiyo, which is widely used, good against the One Ring, and good against Echoes of Eon. All cards are really good against Pox, and Chains of Mephistopheles hates them out, but they are pretty expensive, $900 to $1,000 for English copies. So if you can't get them, I don't think it's the end of the world, but if you can, it's very beneficial in the current format. And 1 copy of Nectar Void. This is a tech filler card because I like to play old legend cards, and it taxes our decks. I only use it as a sideboard card because it's dangerous to play it in the main. And I think it's just a really good card to target Pacific fair decks and Pacific unfair decks with. So yeah, that is Legacy Pox. I think it's winning slightly more than it's losing. Would I call it a good deck? Absolutely not. But it is putting up some more positive finishes than it is negative finishes. So I still really like the deck. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about it, and I'll be doing a video series where I'll be recording gameplay of Magic Online Legacy Leagues where I play against other decks, so you guys can get an idea on how to play it. So until next time, this is BlogBoy MCG on the next video.